Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, it's panned out to be a rather sideways kind of a session today, a very narrow band of trade for the markets today, especially the Nifty that's kind of hovering above the flat line, but above, just about a minor 15, 16 odd points. You can see 25,533 on the Nifty right now. But if you look at the chart of the intraday session today, you will find a lot of choppiness that we have seen within this narrow band of trade as well. Now, when we talk about the key sectors that are holding up, it's the PSU banks. Remember, from the morning lows, they have recovered smartly and is now at the top spot when it comes to the market moves on the PSU banking index, 0.68% higher in trade, followed by, the oil and gas sector that's also up by about 0.4%. You have the Nifty bank also that's turned green on the back of both PSU banks as well as private banks that are inching higher now. You also have some gains coming in on the consumer durables, but what has slipped into the red? The broader markets that were so far holding up into the green for the large part of the trading session has actually slipped into the red as well. You have FMCG, real estate, autos, IT, all of these sectors as well as pharma as well, which is now lagging behind. Let's talk about the Nifty gainers. You have Apollo Hospitals that's maintained its top spot right from the morning trade. Remember the news about its demerger and separate listing of its pharma business, that it's planning to do. That's something that has definitely led to some moves on the positive side for Apollo Hospitals. And of course, apart from this, you can actually see BEL that has got some orders that's consistently maintained its record moves there. So it's trading at around 432 odd levels, 2.5% higher. Reliance Industries is at 1527 odd levels. Asian Paints is also picking up some momentum. On the PSUs beyond BEL, you also have HAL that's pulled up. You have the oil and gas names, both the three, all the three oil marketing names that are higher in trade. What's happening in the F&O space? You have IDFC First Bank that's higher, about 5.7% up in trade. You also have names like Amber Enterprises up. Remember, even yesterday, Keynes, Dixon, Amber, they have been in momentum, and again today we do see Amber climbing up yet again, and it's now trading at 7104 levels as far as the F&O action is concerned. RBL Bank, that's another one that's holding up in trade too. Now, when we talk about the broadest index, the Nifty 500 index, you will be able to find a lot of names that are holding up. Today's debut names, Errol Barry Industrial Gases, that's up 33% at 534 odd levels. Globe Civil Projects is also up about 33 odd percent. Gabriel India has maintained that 20% circuit right from morning too. You also have names like I would want to mark out for all our viewers. ESAF Small Finance Bank, Quick Heal Technologies, names also like Seagal India, Prostram Info Systems. These are the stocks that are hovering much higher in trade. On the declining side, when we talk about the newly listed space in the broadest index, Raymond Realty, after getting listed, is down by about 8.5% today. Force Motors is down. You have names like Kaplan Point Laboratories that's down in trade. JSW Holdings is seeing some pressure. Sundaram Finance is also hovering down. Go Digit is something that's also seeing some kind of a profit booking take place. Force Motors, all of these stocks are kind of under pressure at this point in time. But let's welcome our guest on board. Brijesh Ail, Head of Technicals and Derivatives of Retail Research at IDBI Capital, is now joining in on the program with us. Warm welcome to you, Brijesh, and good to have you with us. Tell us, how do you see the markets? It's been sideways, lackluster, very narrow band of trade and choppiness that has been seen, and of course it's the Sensex expiry as well. But how do you really see the markets from here on?
Yeah, hi, afternoon, Sakshi. So basically, the directional view is positive. So Nifty, what we saw during the last week, there was a very good amount of rally. So this is like for Monday and Tuesday, we have just seen the breather of that particular move. So we understand that this 25,500 or maybe a 50 points plus and minus, this is the level where the Nifty has got support. So from this level, we expect Nifty to take support, and then eventually it can go back to 25,800, 26,000. So that is the immediate view for the Nifty. The things will go, there will be a loss of momentum if 25,300 is broken down. So as long as 25,300 is not broken, we are having a positive view, and declines will be an opportunity to take the long bet. Whereas same thing when we speak about the Bank Nifty looks quite strong on charts. So yesterday there was just a one day when there was a breather, and today again it is picking up the momentum. So this 58,000 strike price, the call writers are shifting their position. So we believe that maybe this week we should be seeing Bank Nifty heading for the 58,000. So view for both the indices is positive. We saw a 2 days of sideways consolidation, and most probably tomorrow it is going to be a positive day.
Okay, fair point. So that's the overall view on the markets. Let's take your view on Apollo Hospitals first. That's the first stock that we will discuss on the show with you, especially today when it's been hovering about 3.5% higher in trade, and that's after the board has cleared the plans to list its pharmacy as well as the digital health business as a separately listed entity. Of course, the shareholders of Apollo Hospitals are going to get benefited by getting some free shares as against holding that they have in Apollo Hospitals. What exactly is your viewpoint here?
See, Apollo, from the long-term perspective, we are extremely bullish. So we are seeing that this stock can go back to 8,000, 8,200 levels. So that's the directional view. So having said this, on an immediate basis, there has been a gap up opening. So close to 7,500, 7,600, some selling or maybe some profit booking can be seen. So whenever it comes back to 7,100, I think that's a very decent level, and we can view that as a buy on decline kind of opportunity. And long-term bet is positive, so we can play for that 8,000 mark from those points.
Okay, so that's Apollo Hospitals for you. But PSU banks, what are you making of that? Yesterday also this index was sharply higher in trade from the last couple of sessions. The PSU banks are trying to come back and play catch up with their larger private peers as well. Today also IOB, Bank of Maharashtra, PNB, Bank of India, Central Bank of India, all of these stocks are up over 1 to 2.5% each. How would you really look at these stocks and the fresh momentum that's garnered pace as far as the PSU banks are concerned?
So I believe that when the bank nifty is moving, PSU bank is something which is leading the trend. So within that space, the SBI, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, and to some extent PNB also. So structurally, this all the stocks are given a very strong bullish kind of a formation, and I think that momentum will stay long at least for this current week. So, for example, the Bank of Baroda is something which 260, 265 can be seen. So we are having a positive bet on the Bank of Baroda. Canara Bank, we are looking for 125 targets, and this Union Bank is also something very positive. 160 for the Union Bank, and PNB again 120, 125. So these are the possible upsides which we may see during this week.
Okay, fair point. So that's the one that we have as far as the view on PSU banks is concerned. Let's talk about a few other banks too. What about IDFC First Bank? What do you make of that? IDFC, Bandhan, RBL Bank as well. These stocks which have been so far, big laggards in the markets. There has been no momentum for the last 1.5 years. And finally, these stocks are coming back. Any suggestion over here?
Specifically, IDFC first, I think we have a positive outlook, and the real range of this was somewhere when it was trading 50, 50, 55 levels. So that was the area where the stock has formed a lot of bottom formation. So recently, whatever the tick, so now our understanding is here maybe closer to 80, 85 level, there will be some one leg of profit booking will be there. Then it may go again back to the side conservation phase. So anybody who's having a position should start looking to take some profits within this 80, 85 levels, and then let it cool off whenever it comes down to back to the 65, 60 levels. I think that can be the level where we can make the re-entry. But definitely close to 80, 85, who just wanted to do the have the trading bet, or maybe somebody's holding from the lows of 50, 55, should look to take some profits or maybe at least marginal profits and then hold the position.
Okay, fair point. So that's among the stocks that are buzzing within the banking space and how you can look at that. Okay, defense names BL at record high levels and HAL also buzzing, but although it's come off its peak right now, what's your approach on HAL and BL?
So BEL, I think this is the continuation of the move, and we can't take the fresh bets at this. I would like to ride the momentum and again closer to 450, 460 level. I would like to take the do the profit booking in this space because in any time if there is a profit booking, this can come back to 400 or maybe it might break 400 level. So we are cautious specifically related to Bharat Electronics. Profit booking would be the view, but we have a very strong positive bias for the BDL. BDL is one stock which is forming a base and then it is at the verge of giving a fresh breakout. So the BDL is in today's session, this is already up by 35 points. I think this level of 1970, 1950, this is a very good range to buy the fresh lots. And we can see the stock back to 2100, 2150 level. So there is a trading opportunity in the BDL.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also garnered some, thoughts there for all of you. Within the large caps, one more name I'm going to throw to you, and that's Reliance Industries, the biggest company listed with market cap, 1528 odd levels. Finally, after a long haul, the stock has gained momentum. It rallied pretty smartly from 1100, 1200 odd levels all the way upwards to 1528 now. What most of the viewers would want to know is that is there more steam and can one still enter at the current levels within Reliance?
Making an entry, I don't think the risk reward ratio would be favorable because the risk would be somewhere below 1400 mark because that was the base area from where the stock is started to pick up the momentum. And now on the immediate basis at 1550 and 1580, slightly the call writers are also active. So there is possibility if during this week, whenever it go back to 1550 or maybe if on an extreme scenario, if that level is taken out, 1580. So that level will might act as a resistance zone. It is for the next 1 or 2 week. So making a fresh entry is not advisable. Somebody is having a position, take some part profits near 1550 and maybe another part at 1580. So that would be the immediate view.
Okay, let's come to the auto space. Today, the entire space is buzzing and buzzing because there is a lot of sales updates that we have for the month of June. And what we are given to understand from some of the fresh numbers that have come in, Ashok Leyland June vehicle sales have risen by 3%, but although they have missed the estimates, and that's why there is some kind of a dip. TVS Motor June sales have risen by 20.5% year on year. Electric vehicle volumes, however, have slipped by 9%. That's something that one can definitely keep an eye out on. Now, of course, for Tata Motors, the domestic sales have fallen by 12% in June, especially the commercial vehicles are also struggling over here. That's another one that you must be knowing at this point in time. Bajaj Auto in the morning also we heard that how it missed the estimates. Domestic business definitely saw sales declining by 13 odd percent, even though the exports did rise a bit. Similarly, when we talk about Mahindra and Mahindra, the sales figures have been on a muted side as well, and that's why you're seeing the entire auto index also slightly on a softer side today, 0.13% lower. Brijesh, how are you looking at the auto names right now with the sales figures coming in not as promising or enthusiastic as expected?
Yeah, there is a mixed view. Basically, M&M is something which is extremely positive from the monthly time frame. So if I just look at the numbers and if I take it back from the monthly time frame, so yesterday there was a month close and the structure for the monthly is extremely positive. So M&M, irrespective of this, this can slide another 50 points on the lower side. Sorry, 3100 is something which can be the demand zone. We would like to take the long bets around those levels because 3300, 3350 is what we are looking for the M&M. Tata Motors is a world we are not taking any trading call at this level. Bajaj Auto is something which is again positive. I think the structure for the Bajaj Auto is extremely positive. This 8400, 8300 is a very strong base. And whenever that breakout follows, I think 8,900, 9,000 will be the next level on the Bajaj Auto. So Bajaj Auto, even from the risk reward ratio, the risk is like we can bet 200 points kind of a risk, and we can play for 700 to 800 points on the higher side.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped all our viewers take a view there. Let me now talk about some of the other spaces. Okay, let's talk about the energy basket, commodity space, particularly oil and gas as well as metals. How are you looking at these two aspects right now?
I think metals, if you specifically say, then the move has already come. So, and since the momentum is there, we should ride the momentum, is what my understanding is that. So, most of the, like, for example, the stocks like Hindustan Copper, which started to rally from the level of 250, 260, it's a 280 level. So, maybe another 15 points move can be there. So, taking a partial profit and then riding the momentum in most of the stocks would be the bet. Whereas one stock which is now starting is Vedanta. So Vedanta is looking good. From the level of this 465, we can believe 20 points kind of a bet. It's a kind of purely trading opportunity. So 480, 485 can be one of the upside. Tata Steel is something which is we are liking, but most of the move is already done. So the higher side would be 161, oh sorry, 165, 168. So that can be the positive upside for the Tata Steel. So the trend is positive. So my most of the calls, I would like to ride the momentum.
Okay, you'd like to ride this momentum. We'll keep an eye out on that aspect as well. Let me just quickly pull out a few more stock ideas that we can share and discuss with Brijesh right now. Brijesh, how are you looking at, say, the consumer durable names? They have been lackluster again, but today about 1.15% higher in trade. We are also going to be soon getting into the festive season. About 2 months from now is when the thick of festive season will come in. So, should one invest in such companies now to play the festive theme, or should one wait it out a little bit for the trend to develop?
Uh, let's take the stock specific view because from the consumer durable, there are two stocks which is looking extremely positive.
Okay.
One is a blue star. So the
Yes.
stock is already up by 4% and it has very strong base at the 1600 1650 level. And if I'm not wrong, if everything goes right, then 1800 1850 should be the possible upside for the blue star. So there is a good amount of volumes are started to pick up. The averages are positive, and the candlestick formation is also good. So I think things should play 1800 1850 should be the possible upside. Second one is the Titan. So recently the Titan has seen a very good upside, and after like lately it moved up. Now for the last 3 4 days it is moving sideways. I expect that the sideways consolidation to be taken out. This 3700 is a very good level to make it re-entry. We are betting on 120 130 points from the current level. So it's again a trading opportunity. So Titan and Blue Star both are looking extremely positive.
Titan and Blue Star both are looking very positive at this point in time. That's the viewpoint that has been shared. Okay, let me just talk about a few more names that we can discuss with Brijesh right now, apart from the ones that we have discussed. Let's discuss the capital market story, something that's not truly in the picture today, but we have seen how BSE, MCX, CDSL, they have come back into focus of late. Any suggestion on the capital market story, exchanges or brokerage houses, wealth management companies, which segment appeals to you?
Specifically from the brokerages, I think Angel One is one stock which is slowly picking up the momentum. We have this BTST kind of a trade in the Angel One.
Okay,
So
okay.
I think Angel One can move up till 3050, 3080. Another 100 points move from the BTST point of view. I think that opportunity is there. And also, once you sustain about 3000 mark, this can keeping a watch on.
Okay, so that's the brokerage houses spaces, the capital markets related story that's going strong. One of the stocks you did mention as the BTST call, it's 320, the right time to ask you any other stocks that you'd like to carry as BTST?
Uh, One, we are taking a call on the Angel One, and one is the Bank of Baroda. So, Bank of Baroda, we are positive. The stock has picked up the momentum. So, from this level of 247, I think this will go up to 260. So, that's the view. One more stock I would like to keep a watch on. This is a Kalyan Jewelers. So I think Kalyan Jewelers is also looking good on charts. On few minutes before, there was a good momentum and the good volumes has picked up. So I think this momentum can continue and we can see 580, 585 levels. So Kalyan Jewelers can also be on the watch list.
Okay, fair point. We'll definitely keep an eye out on these stocks as well. Let's try and dig a little deeper and see what else can we pick out. NBFC space, have you been looking at Jio Finance, L&T Finance, all of these NBFC names of late, Brijesh? What is caught your attention here?
We are positive on Shriram and Chola. So these two stocks which we are betting, and Shriram specifically, we are saying that this can go back to 800 levels in the long term perspective, and on immediate basis also whenever it comes to this 680, 675 levels, it's a very good bet. So Chola also we are having a positive view, but like Shriram would be something which we are more aggressively taking a call. And even today the stock is slightly corrected, close to 680 level. I think it's an opportunity in Shriram as well.
Okay, fair point. So that's as far as the NBFC space is concerned. Okay, Brijesh, because we are talking about NBFC, tomorrow is the day when we see HDB Financial IPO getting listed. Now, this was a highly anticipated IPO coming for the first time ever HDFC Bank subsidiary getting listed. Any suggestion from your own group that you have passed on to your clients on the queries as to what should be done?
We will be having a whole view, like we'll not be asking to take the profits on the very first day. It's a hold, is what our analyst is saying. Like,
Okay, fair point. Okay, got that. We'll take that view. Apart from that, let's also focus on a few more other spaces that we can discuss. Okay, mid caps are turning green again. Let's see if there are any interesting names that we can discuss. Bharti Hexacom is today up by about 4 odd percent. Recently, we were also discussing how Bharti Airtel, climbed above 2000 odd mark, record high levels being seen on Bharti Airtel. So the telecom space was again getting into action. We saw a lot of infra names within the entire space like HFCL, Tejas Networks also coming back into focus as well. And now it's Bharti Hexacom that's also buzzing in trade now at 2033 odd levels. Between Bharti Airtel and Bharti Hexacom, where do you find the charts more attractive right now, Brijesh?
I think chart specific hexacom is something which is given a one way view as compared to the Bharti Airtel. Bharti Airtel, there's a lot of participation and hexa, but the risk reward ratio is not that favorable in the hexacom. So anytime if there is a profit booking, this can come back to 1800, 1750 level. So it would be a more of a cautious note. Somebody that's having a position should ride the momentum close to 2100. I would like to take the profit booking. But whereas in case of Bharti Airtel, it's a slow mover, and recently the move came from the level of 1900 level. So if there is a correction and this we see this stock back to 1900, 1950, I think that can be viewed as a re-entry zone in the Bharti Airtel.
ठीक है okay got that. I hope this is also got you some understanding as to how to approach the space as well. Let me just pick out a few more pockets. Real estate for you, Brijesh, how are you looking at it? Today there were bullish calls on DLF coming in, much higher targets than where they are. Four-digit kind of targets also coming in for some of the brokers there. How are you looking at the real estate space? Again, why am I asking? There is a buzz. Raymond Realty got listed today. Kalpatru Limited, also a real estate player from the IPO, it again got listed today. And of course, we have the marquee players like DLF, Macrotech, Oberoi, Godrej, all of them also on the buzz. How are you looking at this space?
So this space was having a very good move during the last week, last to last week, and now what we are seeing is just some amount of profit booking in this space. So at least for the week, during the current week, I think this profit booking will keep continuing, and this may not be the outperform for the week. So maybe the DLF can slide back to 830, 815 levels. So some because I can see the distribution which is coming, seeing in this particular sector. So from the week perspective, some profit booking or some, that's not the negative view. That would be the opportunity to re-enter the long bets. I think right now one should wait and watch, and at a decent decline, I think re-entry can be made.
Correct. Brijesh, we'll try to understand a few more pockets. There's 5 minutes to go before we shut shop for the market, so we'll try to squeeze in as many questions as we can now with you. Let's try and figure out from the broadest index if there is anything else that's taking higher. Mid-cap IT names. How are you looking at specifically the mid-cap IT names? Today there was a buzz across Quick Heal, names like Birla Soft, Hexaware Tech, Endurance Tech was up yesterday. These mid-cap names, particularly within the IT sector, how are you looking at it? Why? Because again, 10 days, 12 days hence from here, it will be the entire earnings news flow that will be coming in. Again, the news flow regarding whether one should look at large caps versus mid caps. How are you looking at some such stocks?
So Birla's Soft specifically has come to our radar. So from the level of 437, if everything goes right, then 480, 485 can be the possible upside. So directionally, we are not having that very strong upside target, but
Okay, got that. Brijesh, there's some kind of a disturbance on air that we are finding from your audio. We'll try to fix that up. In the meanwhile, viewers, we are just about 4 minutes away from the day's close. And the good part is that we managed to close above the flat line, 25 points higher, 25,541. Yes, Brijesh, you were talking about the space. Please go ahead.
was one stock which is now slightly moved into a positive zone. So this 5,800, 5,900 is a very decent support. So I think this stock in the event of this, whenever this mid-cap IT starts to perform, this will also go back to 6,300, 6,500 level. So Birlasoft and Persistence are the two bets which should be kept on a watch list.
Okay, fair point. So that's the view that's coming in. Brijesh, we'll thank you then on that note for being with us on the program and helping our viewers navigate through the various opportunities that exist in the markets to our retail investors as well. We'll start wrapping up the trade, viewers. So the good part, like I said, is that we close above the flat line, at least hope to do so. So we are 3 minutes away and 18 points high in trade, 25,535. It's panned out to be a rather very choppy trading session in trade today. With of course some of the sectors that are trying to still hold up above the flat line. PSU banks, oil and gas, infra, metals, banking stocks, some of them, private banks inching higher, broader markets, pharma. These are the spaces that moved up. Let me also look at some stocks which were down. IT was down in trade today. Autos on the back of weak set of or disappointing muted set of sales data that are coming in. Also down. Real estate, small caps dipped in trade. Financial services, not much movement. FMCG, media, these were the pockets that were down in trade as well. Apollo, definitely the story of the day today. BEL story of the day today. Reliance continues to be strong. SBI Life, Asian Paints, Aisha Motors, Jio Financial, JSW Steel as the ones that were holding up. On the downside, Eternal, slacked. You actually saw Trent, Shriram Finance, Axis Bank and Nestle as the stocks that declined in trade. Let's look at some of the stocks within the F&O band. IDFC First Bank, we've taken the view from Brijesh today. Blue Star is up, something that he was also mentioning within the consumer durable space as he was wanting to look at within the technical parameters. RBL Bank also moved up. PSU stocks, defense names, BLHL and IOC, HPCL, BPCL from the oil and marketing spaces as well. Let's look at the broadest index. What moved up? Logistics stock, Blue Dart, that moved up today. You also had names like Global Vectra, names like Gabriel India, today's debut stocks, Allen Barry and Globe Civil Projects, that was up in trade. Raymond Limited also up in trade. So Raymond and Raymond Lifestyle both have outperformed over the last 2 days ahead of Raymond Realty listing, but the Raymond Realty stock today after getting listed has further slipped lower. Remember, Raymond Realty listed at 1000 odd levels and then slipped a tad lower in trade as well. So that's how things are panning out. Let's also look at the Nifty next 50 names. What's buzzing here? Siemens, Avenue Supermarts, Vedanta, Adani Power, Jindal Steel and Power, JSW Energy. So the JSW Group, Jindal Group, they are the ones that are buzzing in trade. Cement names, some of them were also higher in trade today. We've had the brokerage houses names like Angel One on top of the radar of Brijesh as well as the stocks that have been on his focus list. Let me talk about the key figure as far as the Nifty is concerned. At the closing point, 25,532, 15 points higher in trade. So we managed to just end higher, but not with too much of enthusiasm. Let's see how things progress from here on. Tomorrow again we will have all the auto sales figures have come out, and then we will see how the auto space will pan out as well. Of course, we will be looking at all the indications from across the globe to help us navigate through the move towards July 9. Remember, globally, that's the big deadline we are waiting to see on the reciprocal tariffs that US President Donald Trump has marked out for a trade deal with each nation. So far, only 2 deals have been signed. Yes, there have been repeated statements from US that they are signing a very big deal with India. How soon will it happen? Will it be before the July 9 deadline is something we are all eagerly waiting to find out. And that's going to be probably keeping the investor sentiments on the edge. That's something that you have to keep in mind. We'll leave you at that on the markets coverage on Market Today, but do stay tuned on to Business Today television. Even beyond the market hours, you get to see a whole host of coverage from the world of business and finance. Stay tuned.
It is the antithesis of everything that the UN stands for: human rights, rules and norms, and how